935, recording date 2nd to 2nd 75, take 1.
And welcome again to the big match. Well, as the best of the action, we always like to bring you the top guests on the programme as well. And today we have two of the biggest names in the business with us, Emlyn Hughes, captain of Liverpool and England, and Alan Ball, captain of Arsenal. And they both played a prominent part in a wonderful match yesterday between Arsenal and Liverpool, and that's our main game today. We've also got another fine game from the First Division when two championship contenders, Stoke City and Manchester City, came face to face. And for a change, we're going to dip into the Third Division for a few highlights of Southend against Bobby Charlton's Preston North End. There's your letters as well, where today we pay tribute to a 76-year-old referee, yes, 76. And we've another of our big match playbacks, the day Rodney Marsh got a hat-trick for QPR. But first of all, it's current action, and for that we go to Highbury, where the ground staff at Arsenal have done a great job getting the pitch ready for this battle against Liverpool. But it's going to be a hard slog in heavy mud. These, then, are the two teams. Arsenal had a late shock. Striker John Radford's got a muscle injury, and Liam Brady comes in at number 9. Trevor Ross, a young Lancashire lad, is the sub. Liverpool unchanged. Phil Boersma gets the sub spot for them. Nobody in the crowd, of course, would be more interested in this game than the England manager Don Revie. In the centre there, on the right, of course, Jimmy Tarbuck, and I wouldn't mind betting that the talk at this moment is more about golf than football. And Don, I'm sure, will be keeping a very close watch on a number of players. Players, for example, like Emlyn Hughes, like the Liverpool goalkeeper Ray Clements. He'll notice, I'm sure, Kevin Keegan, and the young defender Phil Thompson. And for Arsenal, top scorer Brian Kidd. He'll not fail to notice Alan Ball. And the referee there today is Harold Davey from Nottinghamshire. He had a great afternoon, by the way. And the crowd is a bubbling 43,000.
An Arsenal kick-off, attacking the goal to our right. Red shirts with white shorts. Liverpool, of course, in their change strip of white shirts with black shorts. Here's Brian Hall. Arsenal, who've already beaten Liverpool at Anfield, which could well go down as one of their best performances this season so far. They won it 3-1, and Alan Ball scored a couple. And Liverpool out of the cup and now desperate for every point they can get, even on a very difficult pitch like this. One would hope that they attack a lot. The advantage played by the referee there because Keegan was clearly pushed, but in the end there was no advantage to Highway. Here's Phil Thompson playing it now for Alec Lindsay. Again in towards Keegan, a small man who might keep his balance a little better than most here. Callaghan now. Bill Neal, and they bought from Northampton Town, and Story back, as you'd expect, in a deep defensive position and not being as positive as he usually is. Jimmy Rimmer. Scored 2 goals at Anfield, and indeed a goal at Coventry last week. Lindsay and Keegan, the ball just in play. Strong challenge again by Simpson, and a fair one. Highway will take the throw for Liverpool. Here's Keegan. That looked like a little nudge in the back of Keegan, and it was right on the edge of the box, and Keegan is saying, you could probably see him there to the referee, I was pushed. But it's a throw no more for Liverpool, and here's Keegan again. A deft little flick over his head there, and now Cormac with a shot just wide. Cormac wears the number 5, but loves nothing more than to spring from midfield and have shots at goal like that. Nice deft work by Keegan, a little flick on, and it was just wide of that far post. offside against Keegan. Arsenal's free kick. Pat Rice will take it. Hit firmly towards Kidd, in fact too firmly, but it goes off the Liverpool defender. No danger to them. Toshak taking rather a rough handling there. If anything, I suppose that's the first time that Harold Davey hasn't played the advantage to perfection. Now Cormac, in fact, not taking it from the right position, and the referee absolutely right on that occasion as well. But he has played the advantage so well, Harold Davey. A free kick then to Liverpool, but by now Arsenal have got everybody back behind the ball, bar Brian King. Hughes with the free kick. Hit again, inevitably towards Toshak, gets in there, but now having trouble getting it away. Toshak gets it in again. Lindsay with the shot just over. Again, the threat of Toshak in the air, setting it all up again. When the ball came out to him, he had a shot. That was only half cleared, and Lindsay had, if anything, an even more powerful shot, and that just cleared the crossbar. Lindsay scored 3 times this season. Nearly made it 4. A long one away there by Matthews. He was going to ruck the referee no end there. He thought the free kick was Liverpool's way, but the referee felt that Toshak was in fact backing in on Mancini. So anger turned to that super smile. Kidd winning it in the air, but only to the convenience of Cormac. Toshak. Onside is Keegan, but he couldn't get the better of Simpson, although Keegan claims that that was handball by the Arsenal number 6. Matthews now. Thompson to Cormac. Keegan is offside at the moment, but it's with Toshak. It's all right now. So too is Brian Hall, but so too was Peter Simpson for Arsenal. Oh, that wasn't a good pass, though. Here's Neil, played forward firmly. There could be some dodgy areas and some dodgy things happening on the edge of these penalty areas, where the ball is getting stuck quite a bit. Rice, good pass there for ball, and nicely taken by him. Played first time here for Matthews. He'll come back for ball again, and that was the intention. And a foul by Phil Thompson gives Arsenal a free kick. So it's with ball. Played it again towards Brian Kidd. Story is in there too. Now Toshak. And Story up there. Now Brady. Chance to cross in towards Kidd. Played back for Armstrong. Oh, Kidd now. Ball. Yes, and a ball. 1-0 to Arsenal. Similar goal as the ball comes across to him, and from a very narrow angle indeed, he manages to thread it home. 1-0 to Arsenal. So Ball now takes his tally up to 8, and Arsenal get the first vital breakthrough. Arsenal's ball. Now that's plenty for the crowd to shout about. Cormac, Callaghan, and now Rice with Highway after him. Now it's with Armstrong. Hughes getting in first and getting in fairly. Lindsay playing it forward. Ball. Well, Lindsay went in hard there, so too did Hughes, in spite of a knock in the back, and he found Brian Hall. Here's Highway. Keegan in there. And now it's with Brady. Ball screaming for the ball in the middle of the field. And finally getting it. Well, there really has been quite a comeback for Alan Ball this season. A comeback for Alan Ball this season. I know Don Revie was so impressed the last time he saw him play here, and in fact brought him into the England squad for the Portugal game. And Ball has done a lot to impress Don Revie today as well. McNabb, forward for Kidd. Brady wanting it, Matthews right up there. Oh, absolutely caught in the mud. But that wasn't, and that goes beautifully straight to Highway for Liverpool now. Deep towards Toshak. Oh, and that was a nice header by Toshak too, because he knew Hall was behind him. Keegan right in there. Oh, and Mancini got that one away. What a jump by Keegan though. Played back again for Callaghan. And now it's with Lindsay. Both sides really setting about these conditions and really trying their best to conquer them. And for the most part succeeding. Here's Hall again for Liverpool. Played it again towards Keegan, and that time it goes behind for the goal kick. So Mancini did well deep in defence there for Arsenal, but it was also a tremendous header at the far post by Kevin Keegan. So Rimmer with the kick for Arsenal. Thompson winning that one in the air. It's Lindsay. And an offside. Playing this offside well, Arsenal. And maybe it's a gamble that's worth playing a little more in these conditions, because it's so difficult for players to run when they do get clear. A push by Kidd and a free kick to Liverpool. In injury time at the end of the first half. Arsenal have not beaten Liverpool here since 1970, but they're this one priceless goal in the lead. As the whistle goes for half-time, and Don Revie goes away, impressed, I would have thought, with the way both sides have tackled these difficult conditions, and impressed above all by the verve and the energy yet again by that number 8, Alan Ball, the man who's put Arsenal into the lead. A lot more to come on the big match this afternoon, including highlights from 2 other games. And, of course, the big match playback, which is Queen's Park Rangers against Birmingham, a great, unforgettable Rodney Marsh hat-trick. But a half-time score here at Highbury reads Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0. We'll be right back.
Thirty-second roll to TX.
Back to Highbury then. Liverpool have changed into some nice clean white shirts, and now will be attacking the goal to our right. In fact, they've had a good record in London so far this season. They've won twice, at Chelsea 3-0 and at Queen's Park Rangers 1-0, but here they are, this 1 goal down. Now Armstrong. Callaghan's header. Simpson coming in fast. Well, he waited, and Brady had all the brashness really of his youth to take it off the experienced campaigner. Matthews, what a good game he's had, and McNabb now sending Story on his way. Nice little ball there played for Bob McNabb. There's the cross again. Oh, and Clements was in all sorts of trouble. Ball with the shot just over, and it was deflected there by a Liverpool defender. And there's another corner for Arsenal, and Ball getting in on the end again of that Arsenal move. Left foot shot that time. A deflection that sends it over. Ball with the corner. Towards Brian King. And Brady with the shot just wide. Much better stuff by Arsenal. For the first half hour of the game, it looked as though they could hardly raise a shot. And now, certainly as Liverpool start to come forward, they are beginning to exploit one or two little gaps in defence. And there's the man who's doing the organising for them, Alan Ball. Rice making no bones about that sort of clearance. Kidd having quite a maul there with Hughes. Again, good refereeing, playing the advantage, although in the end there was none for Arsenal. Highway. Can he get the better of Rice? It's still with Highway. This could be very dangerous. Oh, and Rimmer did so well. Highway, one of those lovely runs of his, and he tried to thread it past Rimmer, and Rimmer was down on it like a flash. Now Kidd. Now Ball. Touched on for Kidd, played well there. And Callaghan came in while Arsenal hesitated, and it's with Brian Hall now for Liverpool. Brady after him. Arsenal's ball. Chased well there, Liam Brady. Ian Callaghan limping off. How dangerous or difficult that might be, but the man sitting there behind him, you saw for a moment, Phil Boersma, is the man who is the substitute. And Boersma in the red tracksuit sitting behind Callaghan is wondering obviously whether he's going to get on now. Good header again by Toshak, and here's Keegan. And Mancini, very good defence indeed. Can McNabb stop it going over? He can't, and it's a corner. Keegan feeling he was unfairly dealt with there by, I suppose, both Mancini and the referee. Certainly it was some strong and some desperate defence by Mancini. The referee has done well in this game. Harold Davey from Nottingham, and it's a corner which Brian Hall's going to take now for Liverpool. A deep floated one there. Rimmer's going for it, punching it away. Neil is there. He's got Hall available. Onto the left foot this time. Still not away by any means, and it's still not away. Lindsay going in there this time, and still it isn't away. Lindsay with a shot. Oh, and what a save by Rimmer. And Toshak treading through for a shot as well. And now Arsenal can get it away. Tremendous save there by Jimmy Rimmer. Ball down and injured. And now it's for Matthews. A penalty. Lindsay brings down Matthews. The referee has no hesitation. And Alan Ball, who's at the far end of the field, is the man who normally takes the penalties. I wonder if he's fit enough to. There's Ball. Matthews went through and was pulled down by Lindsay, and it's going to be Brian Kidd. Brian Kidd then, who has placed the ball on the spot No, it's going to be Ball who's going to take it. Now, can Ball make it his second goal and the second for Arsenal? Can he beat Ray Clements? This could be the killer goal, and the responsibility is with Ball and Clements. Yes! 2-0. As cool as you like. Up steps Ball. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 0. Keep coming, but it's the work that Alan Ball has done right across the field for Arsenal this afternoon that has really been as responsible as anything for Arsenal's happy position at the moment. So Toshak and Liverpool now with so much to do. McNabb getting it away. Neil heading it down neatly here for Callaghan. A little touch on that time. And it's a throw for Liverpool, who won this game last year 2-0 when Emlyn Hughes scored and John Toshak scored the goals. And there's a quite simple catch by Jimmy Rimmer. Not too many happy days this season for Bertie Mee up on the left there, but this must at the moment be one of them. Arsenal want to bring on their substitute, Trevor Ross, his first game in league football. He's played in a friendly, and Alan Ball, the hero with both these goals, and we felt before half-time that he had a chest pain. Somewhere on his ribcage, he goes off. Ross comes on, but just listen to the applause for Ball. Cormac, stopped by Mancini, and here's Ross. Armstrong. Ross is available for him. Oh, well, he got a bit excited there. Manchester lad, or at least a Lancashire boy, played in one or two friendly games on the continent for Arsenal, but this is his first league go, and a couple of chances to cross that. Tempted to bring on their substitute Phil Boersma, who's a good, strong attacking player. The sort of player they need. There's Boersma at the back in the tracksuit, and they need goals so badly at the moment. 2-0 down. Ross beating Cormac there, finding Kidd. Now Liverpool again through Callaghan. Hall is right up there with him. Toshak is up ahead of him. There's McNabb. Lindsay, Rice, Ross. Played for Armstrong. Ross again. Controlled that well. What a good piece of play, young Trevor Ross there. Armstrong now can measure this cross. Brady is going in there. Kidd is there too. Here's Brady. There's the shot. Oh, and it's just over. Well, it was Trevor Ross, the youngster, who started that. Started that with that little pass to Armstrong. The cross came over and they were in all sorts of trouble until Brady put it over. So mark there is certainly in favour of Trevor Ross. Simpson. Free kick. to Arsenal. Just under 20 minutes to go. Hughes doing well. Lindsay, Keegan, and Highway. Rode a couple of challenges very well there. Cormac, good pass here for Neil. Toshak's in there. Mancini's with him. Did well, Toshak. Oh, my goodness, that very nearly was pushed in by Brian Hall. That it's a corner. Came off the Arsenal defender who was close with Hall. Good piece of play by Toshak near the byline. Powerful cross. And it's a corner. So Hall now with the corner for Liverpool. Out towards Neil. Everybody jumping now, and Cormac hitting the crossbar. Highway turning it back in, and Mancini getting it away. Lindsay turns it in again, and Arsenal were very nearly beaten there. As the ball goes into touch. Cormac against the crossbar. Very unlucky indeed. Highway very nearly turned it back in. And it's still 2-0. Cormac for Liverpool. Callaghan stretching himself to get to this one. Story and McNabb are backing off him, but it's towards the near post and it's no danger. McNabb. Neil turning it in. Hughes has gone right in there, but Simpson and McNabb can get it away. Here's Simpson. Played on for Brady. Got Story away on the left. And he's got Brady on the right there. Played back for Armstrong. Hit! Oh, what a save by Clements. Corner. Liverpool claiming that the linesman was flagging for offside. The referee will have none of it. A beautiful shot there by Armstrong and well tipped over by Ray Clements. So here's the corner. Armstrong will take it. Kidd's there with a header, and this time there's no problem. Into the path of Neil. Now is this a chance for Liverpool to pull one back? Neil! Oh, what a save by Rimmer! What a great surging run that time by the young Liverpool number 2, Phil Neal, the man they bought from Northampton. He's not scored since he joined the Anfield club, and he could hardly have come closer then. Great save by Rimmer. Here's Callaghan with the cross again, and that time Rimmer making a nice save by his standards there. A comparatively easy catch. A chance to sparkle again as the pass comes in here now for Brady. Still with Brady, but there are white shirts back now. It's so much more difficult. McNabb coming up to support, and he won't have time to do that. The whistle has gone, and two sides have shown that these sort of conditions can be conquered. And Arsenal have shown they've got a lot of spirit in them still. And John Matthews, the man there, the number 4 for Arsenal, has played as well as anybody in this side. A youngster with a tremendous future. A great battle all afternoon between Mancini and Toshak. And the fellow, of course, who in the end was the difference between the two sides, not on the field at the moment, scorer of both the Arsenal goals, Alan Ball, one in the first half and a penalty in the second half. Applause all around Highbury for the whole Arsenal side, not least for Jimmy Rimmer there, who brought off 1 or 2 tremendous saves, as indeed did Ray Clements. And that's where Jimmy Rimmer's going now, the handshake of the goalkeepers. A fine afternoon's football at Highbury, which leaves us with a final scoreline that reads Arsenal 2, Liverpool 0.
So Arsenal's good run continues, thanks in no small measure yesterday to the inspiration of their skipper Alan Ball. It's a welcome to Alan and to the Liverpool skipper Emlyn Hughes. First of all, Alan, you apparently have got a cracked rib.
I was x-rayed after the game, and it didn't show anything on the x-ray, but clinically the doctor said, you know, I've got a cracked rib.
And that happened before yesterday's game, so you played, what, for an hour with it?
I got an elbow on Wednesday night against Coventry. It was sore, but it wasn't sore enough to stop me playing. I never told anyone about it. I was in a little bit of pain. It gradually got worse, and then Alec Lindsay sort of caught me one in the chest just before the penalty. And I had to stop Kiddo getting all the praise. He's had so much press this week.
Does that put you in any sort of doubt for any future Arsenal games?
I wouldn't think so, no. Bertie Mee's given me a couple of days rest, and he wants to see me on Wednesday, I think.
Emlyn, what about this fella? I mean, you were in the club together at Blackpool, though you didn't play together. You've played together so often for England, and now you've been opponents as well. What is it he's got?
Oh, I'm fed up with him scoring against us.
You got 2 at Anfield, haven't you?
Aye, he scores for fun against us. He loves playing against us.
What about your performance yesterday? A lot of people felt that Liverpool were a little bit unlucky.
Well, there's a saying, you make your own luck, but it's true, we're not having very much luck at all. Very little.
Do you think you're making up for last year, where maybe you had more than your share of luck?
Yeah, we had a lot of luck last year, but we played well, you know, we played well last year. This year, I don't know what's happening away from home. We're going and trying to attack sides, and sides are stopping back and defending against us at home, you know.
You're saying that Arsenal defended yesterday?
Yeah, I think they defended very well, actually. There was everyone back, you know, when we went forward. They had everyone back apart from Brian.
You agree with that, Alan?
Yeah, we got, you know, we got people...
Was that forced on you by John Radford not being fit, though?
A little bit, yes. You know, you've got... Man, we tried to play people wide instead of, you know, we lost John in the morning, and we decided to play people wide. But we got back behind the ball yesterday. But they played well first half an hour. You know, football's a funny game. Playing in the first half an hour, I fancied Liverpool to get a result.
Well, in fact, as we can see, Emlyn, with your bad luck really started with the opening goal scored by Alan. As we look at it again, there are 1 or 2 things that really didn't go for you, that you might even suggest that Brian Kidd was offside in a moment coming up now. I don't know whether you would agree. At this moment, as George Armstrong hits it there, he looks to be at least level with the last defenders. That's a miss-hit by George Armstrong. Now tell us what your reaction to this was now, Emlyn.
Well, I wasn't complaining about that. I was complaining before that ball was played up to Brian Kidd.
Yeah.
I was complaining that it was played up to, I think it was a number 11.
Yeah.
And he sort of turned on it and he looked offside.
Then you had this in the second half, Peter Cormack.
And again here now.
See, it dropped to Bob McNabb. When you're having no luck, that ball drops to one of your men. It's just one of those things. Everything that's dropping is to drop into the feet of our lads at the moment. As I said, and as Emlyn said, that, you know, it's not going the other way for them.
Yeah.
Having scored 1 goal, Alan, you then scored another one. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that penalty before we see it again. I don't think there's any doubt that it was a penalty, but you said you got a crack in the ribs from Alec Lindsay just before that.
Yeah.
When you saw that it was a penalty, what was your first reaction? That you were going to take it or not?
Well, you know, I've had a fair run of penalties. I've knocked a few in, and I was going down the field, and Bob McNabb and Peter Stoke said, go and knock it in, you know, because I was confident, and as I said, I'd had a run of penalties. I've been knocking them in. And anyway, Kiddo's had too much press this week, so I thought, get off that ball, give it me. When I got to it, there was love bites on it, wasn't there, for Kiddo?
Well, here's the penalty itself. I don't think there's any doubt at all. What a good game John Matthews had on the ball here now for Arsenal.
Yeah, he's going to be a very good player, that man.
No doubt about the penalty.
Yeah.
And down he went.
Yeah.
So then you came up and Brian Kidd was having a word with you. Was he in fact saying, look, let me have a go at it, or was he saying...
No, he's saying, you're all right to take it. I think, get out of the way. Yeah, of course I am.
Now, you've taken penalties before against Ray Clements, and as we look at the picture now, you normally put it to the left, don't you? As we're looking at it.
Yes, the goalkeeper's right hand. Well, I took one against him at Liverpool and scored and knocked it to his right hand.
And he must have remembered it.
I think so, yeah.
Because that's where he goes.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I struck it well, yeah, I struck it well.
Emlyn, I want you to tell us a story about a friend of yours at Formby.
All right. I shouldn't really mention it, actually, but we used to have a sports shop up in Formby, John Toshak and I, and one day a big dark fella come in, you know, and he was buying all his tennis gear from us, so he invited us back to the house. We were getting him a tennis racket, and it wasn't in stock, so we got it in and we took it round his house, and he had all these juju pots all over, you know, big effigies and idols and everything all over. And he said to us, why don't you stick your finger in the juju pot and wish for something?
This was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it seems incredible, but it's true. So John put his finger in and he wished for the UEFA Cup, you know, and I put my finger up and wished for the League Championship.
And you won them
it come
both?
true, yeah. And then next year we went back again and we both wished for the FA Cup and we won the FA Cup. This year we went back again and we wished for the League Championship. So we're going to have to pull our socks up if it's going to come true.
It's a lovely story. Alan, Liverpool obviously played well yesterday, but do you think Arsenal also are getting out of the wood now?
I mentioned in the papers a couple of weeks back that, you know, people have got to be patient with us. We've got so much talent in the club, the coaching staff and the players, that, you know, we're going to be a hell of a good side within the next 12 months. And people just got to be patient with us, and we're going to do it the right way. As Bobby Campbell says, we're going to do it in style. And, you know, we're trying our very, very best. And as I say, people just got to be patient with us. We're confident we can do it. And, you know, get the crowd behind us, because the club, after all, has great traditions and a great, very, very proud club. And I think we're going to hit it off.
Alan Ball, Emlyn Hughes, thanks very much for coming in today. You certainly did it in style for us yesterday. Thank you. And at this point, we welcome our Southern television viewers. And our next match on the programme today takes the big match to Roots Hall at Southend for the first time. Indeed, I've had several letters from Southend supporters asking for their team to be shown. Well, Anglia had cameras there yesterday for the match against high-riding Preston North End, Bobby Charlton and all. The commentator's Gerry Harrison, and we're going to pick up the match in the first half with Southend in the all-dark strip.
Up goes Holden. Elwes. Elliott to Worthington. Brace is coming here. Burns coming hard behind him. Charlton getting in there with Worthington. Bird. Stiles, not easy for him. Elliott. Through the legs. Guthrie. Nice ball with Brace coming onto it. Guthrie coming again. Can he get there? Just cut out by Smart. Brace coming again. Yes! Brace at last gets it. Stuart Brace, the opening goal. He made it, gave it to Guthrie. The return pass looked as if it was going to be cut off by Spark, the number 7, but Brace got in there again and tucked it inside the far post. 10 minutes gone, 1-0. Tony Taylor, back to Hadley. Brace is wide on the right, Guthrie in the middle, Sylvester up on the other side. Sylvester can't get it, Guthrie can, turning well, down he goes, no foul, and here's Cunningham to put it back. Brace! How did he miss that? Little. And away. Gracious me. Well, Brace should have had that one. Nobby Stiles back there to clear. In goes Taylor. Didn't get it. There's Hadley behind him. And it's McMahon now with a good bit of space. Elwes going down the right flank. This is Elwes with Moody. Well cut out. Doing well to keep it in too. But not such a good bit of control. Spark gets away from Little. Preston looking better in the middle of the field now. Over Holden's head is Hadley. Morley still coming. Nice control. Into the area. And Elwes can't get it, as it's cleared by Taylor again. Good run though by Morley, snaking his way into the penalty area. And another corner for Preston. Same position as before, same kicker as before, Bobby Charlton. And Stiles has come up this time. Sadler is on the near post too. Up goes Mel Holden. He got it! Yes! Well, that's the way they practice it, and it works. Charlton's corner, and Holden flicks it on. But within that goal area should Malcolm Webster, the goalkeeper, have got it. So, Preston's third corner of the game. Charlton squeezes it in. Mel Holden under pressure just flicks it by Webster. 1-1 and 29 minutes gone.
Good point for Preston, now fourth in the third division. And now on the programme, it's time for your letters. I did say we were going to tell you about a 76-year-old referee, Henry Smith, who referees on Hackney Marshes. But in fact, Alan and Emlyn have been chattering away so well for us today that we'll tell you more about Henry next week. And we're going to move on straight away to an incident that brought a whole host of letters this week after an incident in the West Ham Cup tie against Swindon last Saturday, when Trevor Anderson of Swindon was right through and was bodily pulled back by Tommy Taylor.
McLaughlin's made a good run, and Anderson too. And now Anderson, oh, he's been pulled back. And that will mean trouble for Tommy Taylor, and whatever he gets, he deserves.
Well, it's not the first time that's happened, because I'm sure a lot of you remember when Roy McFarlane did the same thing in a match against Poland.
And if he gets a break on McFarlane, there could be trouble here. That is a positive booking. You can't get away with that. Roy McFarlane gets the yellow card.
And there was also an incident when Larry Lloyd was playing for Liverpool, and this came in a match against Wolves.
Lloyd losing it. Dugan made himself in there. Oh, that's got to be a booking. That has positively got to be a booking against Larry Lloyd.
Well, last week, Tommy Taylor had his name taken, as we explained. There was nothing in the laws that enabled the referee, Clive Thomas, to send him off, although the feeling exists that there should have been. But as several of our viewers pointed out, what did Swindon get out of it? A good chance of a goal was ruled out, and as it turned out, of course, West Ham won the replay. They say that even a sending off isn't the complete answer, because if it happened, say, in the last minute, there wouldn't really be time for the 11 men to take advantage over the 10. Michael Keefe of Streatham believes that a penalty should be given for that sort of offence wherever it occurs. MJ Longhurst of South Harrow suggests a walking penalty, that everybody should be cleared from the scene except the man pulled down and the goalkeeper, and that then he should have a chance of dribbling round the goalkeeper. A walking penalty. We also have J. Edwards of Somerset, who suggests that a half goal should be added to the number of full goals when this sort of thing happens. In other words, Swindon would have won that match by 1.5 goals to 1. Obviously, some of those suggestions are hardly practical, but it does show that the paying customers getting a bit fed up with professional fouls. What do professionals think about them? Emlyn?
Well, I honestly feel that you should never get in a position to give a foul away like that. You know, I've played at the back for 2 years.
But when you do, what happens in the dressing room? Do you find people saying to you, well done? I mean, that would have been a goal if you hadn't done it.
You don't say well done, you know, but it's a thing that's got to be done. I mean, if you don't do it, you're in trouble.
Which is really against all the principles of the game.
Of course, yeah, but what do you do?
Alan?
Well, you know, I can only echo what Emlyn says. I mean, you can imagine what the gaffer would say. Imagine that was a cup tie and the fella's gone through, you know, you get one bite of the cherry, you don't let people go free in the box.
But if it was a sending off offence, would that make you think twice?
I don't think so, no, not there. Not there, no.
It just happens, it's there, you know, you've just got to do it then. You know, I don't suppose you'd even think of it as a sending off offence, even if it was.
What about a free kick at goal, without a wall?
Yeah, well, I would think that'd be a... Obviously, they've got to give some decision for it.
Penalty, maybe even.
Or maybe a penalty, but I think that would be a little bit harsh, because, you know, if it's right out wide, there's no immediate danger to goal. But, you know, should have another spot somewhere outside the box, I think, and have a free shot at goal.
If you were right out wide, you wouldn't do it, would you? You wouldn't do it if you were right out wide. It's only just on the edge of the box that you'd do it.
There we are, a discussion point, and there you had the professional point of view. It gave us a chance, at any rate, to get a few things off our chest, and off the professionals' chests as well. But now, again on the programme, I'm happy to say it's time for the big match playback. And this week it's one of the most exciting matches that we televised in 1970, and it certainly produced the most spectacular hat-trick we were ever likely to see. It came in the match between Queen's Park Rangers and Birmingham City, and among the people who wanted to see it again, 14-year-old George Gubb from Waltham Cross in Hertfordshire, Simon Burton of Greenford in Middlesex, and 15-year-old Anthony Jordan of Hanger Lane, London W5. Queen's Park Rangers are in the hoops.
Ball still in play. Ron Hunt. And now Gillard.
Marsh was calling for it, and a slip there allows Marsh to go in. A goal by Marsh! What a goal! Mike Kelly absolutely beaten, and Rodney Marsh puts Rangers ahead with 5 minutes gone. McCulloch straining to get underneath that one. A missed kick by Beard, but he couldn't quite get to it in time. And Hockey and a corner. Hockey's rather firm back pass there, wide of Kelly. Well, certainly Mike Kelly's been pretty busy in this opening quarter of an hour or so. Rangers leading by a goal to nil, scored by Rodney Marsh. And now Mike Ferguson with the corner, Clement right up there, as you'll see. Marsh getting ahead to it. Oh, Rodney Marsh! A second goal to Marsh. Gillard. Pumped in there by Thompson for Latchford. Surprising how much time Latchford was given. Summerhill! Oh, magnificent save! And a goal by Latchford. Oh, good play there by Ferguson. Flick forward now for Morgan. He's got Marsh over on the right. Here's Marsh. And a tremendous break by Venables now. Oh, what a good... Is it a goal? It is! A goal by Venables. Hockey looking for somebody free and finds Vincent. Beard's gone outside him. Hockey. Still Hockey. Beard right out there still. Malcolm Beard. A little chip through there for Summerhill. Taken well on the body twice. Across their goal. Latchford. Oh, a goal and a good one. Venables. Ferguson first time there for Ian Morgan. And a throw to Queen's Park Rangers. Venables shielding the ball well. Ferguson to pump it across again. And McCulloch goes in! So the new boy gets a goal. Andy McCulloch. Summerhill harried and hustled all the way by Clement. And hustled into an error. And Ferguson is right there in the middle of it. Will it come through to Marsh? Oh, look at that for skill by Marsh! Oh, and what a goal! Rodney Marsh's hat-trick! Oh, what incredible skill by Marsh!
Great memories, and another big match playback, of course, next week. Our last match today, though, also had its full share of goals when those two championship hopefuls, Stoke City and Manchester City, met at the Victoria Ground in Stoke. ATV's cameras were there. The commentator is Hugh Johns. Stoke here are in the stripes.
Again, a good jump by Doyle. Jewett. Hudson. Greenough. Aiming for Mahoney. Picked him up well. Doyle stays there. Now Hudson. Made a little space for himself. Good attack. That's it. Moores. Here Moores. Here Moores makes it 1-0 with about 30 seconds to go to half-time and brings the Stoke fans up to their feet. That was a beautifully constructed goal. Credit to Ian Moores for finishing it off, but look back on the build-up with Alan Hudson. Superb ghosting run down the right side, and the cross ball absolutely slide rule accurate. And Moores knocks in his third goal of the season. Donachie down for Bell. Hudson wins it back. Donachie again. Donachie not positive about what he was planning to do in that situation. Hudson then, aiming for Greenough. Hudson away from Donachie. Moores, back for Hudson. Too much. He did it. Keith McRae did not seem possible that he could squeeze that ball past Keith McRae, but he did. It's 2-0. That's what the Stoke fans think about it. Well, Alan Hudson set up the first goal for Moores this afternoon. It's only poetic justice that he should get the second. Started the whole thing off at the right side of the box. It looked as though the chance had gone away from him. One little shimmy one way, the small gap, and he squeezed it in past McRae's fingers and the post. Hartford, chased by Hudson, goes for Royal. Now Tuitt, taken out so easily. Tuitt didn't like it. Salmon's breaking now for Stoke. Hurst out to the left. Moores and Greenough in the middle. Oh, beautiful! Moores gets his second goal. That really was superb. 37 minutes into the second half, it's 3-0 Stoke. Ian Moores has scored his second goal of the game. That means he's doubled his score previous to this match today. Takes him on to 4. The Geoff Hurst cross again, inch perfect for the diving Ian Moores to put his head to the ball and knock it past McRae, who was completely skint. Marsh there. Greenough. Marsh again. Oh, and City stopped running. Moores could be on for his hat-trick. The big lad went in there almost with a sort of lazy, loping gait. Whacked it with the left peg. Well off target. Could have had himself the thrill of a hat-trick then. Dennis Smith galloping forward. And Moores it up again. On for Hurst. Could this be the 4th? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Number 4. Geoff Hurst. 41 minutes into the second half. And Stoke are really putting it across this Manchester City side, and those spectators are enjoying every minute of it. That move started off by centre-half Smith, carried on by Ian Moores, who might have gone on his own for a hat-trick, but decides to give it to Hurst, and Geoff Hurst doesn't miss those.
Well, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed the programme. They do say, of course, that football is very much a young man's game and you don't last too long in it. But today we've featured a 76-year-old referee and 4 players who 9 years ago were in the 1966 England World Cup team. Of course, the one and only Nobby Stiles was one of them. Bobby Charlton, manager of Preston End, was another. And 2 of the lads from 1966 scored goals this weekend. Geoff Hurst for Stoke, Alan Ball for Arsenal.
On for Hurst. Could this be the 4th? Yes, it is. Brady. Chance to cross in towards Kidd, played back for Armstrong. Oh, hit now, ball! Yes!